You're watching Coin TV, Channel 6.
With his back to the wall, President Clinton squares off with Vietnam veterans on Memorial Day. In Germany, another day of violent protesting in the wake of suspected neo-Nazi killings. And Eye on America, tonight, television, shopping, and dialing for dollars.
Who said that it was tacky? I think it's a revolution.
This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening, I'm Connie Chung, sitting in tonight for Dan Rather. Memorial Day 1993. Even now, 18 years after the fall of Saigon, we are still trying to deal with the legacy of Vietnam. That was evident again today as President Clinton paid a visit to the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington. Correspondent Bill Plant reports on a day of history, memory, and gut-wrenching emotion.
President Clinton, who opposed the Vietnam War and actively avoided the draft, tried to make peace at the Vietnam Memorial today. But some vets weren't in the mood for a truce.
This is sacred ground. He doesn't need to be here at all. No, he didn't do his part.
What he did was self-serving. He didn't believe in any cause. He was worried about his political future and his own future.
Despite pleas for understanding by Joint Chiefs Chairman General Colin Powell and others, the heckling continued as the president began to speak.
To all of you who are shouting, "I have heard you," I ask you now to hear me. I have heard you.
But some in the audience turned their backs, despite Mr. Clinton's appeal for a time of healing.
Let us continue to disagree, if we must, about the war, but let us not let it divide us as a people any longer.
Mr. Clinton, who stopped after his speech to trace the name of a high school friend on the wall, promised answers for families of the Vietnam missing in action, saying all government POW and MIA records will be declassified by next Veterans Day. Despite the sometimes hostile reception, many gave the commander-in-chief credit for showing up at all.
I think he's courageous in coming here, but he was on the wrong side.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I served in Vietnam in 1966. I lost a lot of my friends there, and I am glad he was here.
Mr. Clinton has worked hard to win over the military, visiting an aircraft carrier, bringing Marines from Somalia to the White House lawn, but there's not really any sign that he's made much progress. And an announcement coming soon allowing some form of recognition for gays in the military isn't likely to help. Connie?
Bill, as you know, over the weekend, David Gergen, former Reagan White House communications director, was named counselor to President Clinton. What effect do you think the Gergen appointment will have, and can we expect other changes at the White House staff?
Well, Connie, there will absolutely be other changes here. They're not finished yet. There'll be more new faces as they try to get their act together. A new communications director, very likely in the next couple of weeks. That person, man or woman, will probably be a journalist. But after last week's gong show here at the White House, there is a great deal of anxiety to, in the words of one senior official, get back on track, get a sense of mission and priorities. And ultimately, whether Mr. Gergen is here or not, it's going to be up to the president. The belief is that David Gergen may be able to steer the president a little back toward the center, which is where people think that he was when he was elected. So we'll see.
All right. Thank you. Bill Plant at the White House. The perception of confusion and disarray inside the Clinton White House doesn't begin and end in America. Just check out the perception on the other side of the Atlantic. Correspondent Tom Fenton reports from over there.
In Britain, they're laughing at President Clinton's indecisiveness.
What? It's Lady Hillary.
Bill, for one thing you like, you gotta act fast.
Okay. No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Yes, I will.
No international rescue. But it's no joke. America's allies are used to strong U.S. leadership and feel the president has let them down on Bosnia.
I think the President of the United States is the leader of the free world, and I'm afraid we aren't getting much leadership, and it has been a most depressing experience.
All the more depressing because right now Europe is floundering in a recession and looking for the United States to lead it out of it. But instead of leadership, It's getting a steady diet of newspaper and television reports on the president's latest gaffes.
De president besloot dinsdag namelijk...
Although Americans know their president has some privileges, they found this a little over the top.
Belgians like the haircut story because the hairdresser is Belgian. Foreign journalists note the obvious, that it's a long way from Arkansas to Washington.
I don't know how you bridge that chasm without making the sort of mistakes he has. And maybe he should have brought in more experienced staff. Maybe he should have been less ambitious.
The French feel let down. They saw him as a new Kennedy.
There's a little bit of a disappointment because there was so much hope that with somebody, so Kennedy-esque, America would become great again.
Where can you hear something positive about the president these days? In Cuba. The press there has been kinder since President Fidel Castro called Mr. Clinton a man of peace and ethics and described Hillary Clinton as beautiful. Maybe he's trying to send a message. Tom Fenton, CBS News, London.
Defense Secretary Les Aspin insisted today the United States is not giving up on the UN peace plan for Bosnia. The so-called Vance-Owen plan would break up the country into 10 semi-autonomous provinces. A weekend of fighting in Bosnia among Serbs, Croats, and Muslims has left more than 73 people dead. Serb forces pounded Sarajevo with artillery fire in one of the heaviest assaults of the war. Battles are still going on today throughout Bosnia. In Germany, there's a war going on between right-wing hate groups and immigrants. The police arrested a teenager today and charged him with murdering 5 Turks over the weekend. And as correspondent Alan Pizzi reports, angry Turks were in the streets protesting the violence against them.
The burned-out house where 5 Turkish girls died in a firebomb attack has already become a shrine to anger and frustration. Hundreds of Turks took to the streets today to demand more protection from what many fear is a new surge of racist violence. Nazis out! Chanting Nazis out, they blocked the entrance to the local airport. Leftist German radicals joined demonstrators who went on the rampage, smashing store windows, looting and setting a fire at a major intersection. The German authorities are promising protection to the nearly 2 million Turks who live in Germany and allowed the demonstrators to vent their anger with the minimum of intervention. Eventually, they arrested 17 demonstrators. Turkish officials appealed for calm, but are stepping up the pressure for more action by the German authorities.
The German government has done already quite a few things to protect the Turkish people in Germany, but it is clear that they must do more.
The Turks are pressing for German citizenship for immigrants, but so far the German government is resisting. Right-wing extremists are the prime suspects in the firebombing, the worst attack in a growing list of outrages against foreigners since German reunification. The authorities have not invoked any new measures to counter the neo-Nazis, although they have promised to deal harshly with those found responsible for the firebombing. The teenager arrested in connection with the attack was charged with murder, attempted murder, and arson, and police are looking for more suspects. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, London.
Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, the race to find the cause of a mysterious illness killing Native Americans. And Eye on America, how television and the telephone may change the way we shop forever.
The Honey-Maid Telegram.
Dear Mike, Mom says food at camp is bad, so I'm sending a present. For you.
They just make you feel good. Nabisco Honey-Maid Grams.
My teeth are sensitive. They hurt.
That's a warning. That's why dentists choose Sensodyne to help stop the pain that can make you stop brushing, could lead even to tooth loss.
I got the warning, then I got Sensodyne.
Trust Sensodyne, the dentist's choice for sensitive teeth.
Because you never see it coming. Then it comes at the worst time. Diarrhea takes you out of control. Introducing Pepto Diarrhea Control Caplets. They're powerful, prescription strength, so they often stop diarrhea in just one dose. No other caplet stops diarrhea better. Take control with new Pepto Diarrhea Control Caplets.
A mystery illness is still taking a toll in and around the big Navajo reservation out west. Whatever it is, it comes on like flu, and it can wind up being fatal. And as correspondent Sandra Hughes reports, medical detectives are still trying to figure out what they're up against.
And that if any of these symptoms occur within your family, please seek immediate medical attention.
That radio warning today is just one effort to alert those living on or near the Navajo reservation that a mysterious killer may be stalking them. So far, up to 27 people have become ill. 11 have died. Most of the victims are Native Americans. The disease strikes the young and healthy, usually killing within 24 hours. It's unofficially called the Four Corners disease because it's mainly confined to the giant reservation that straddles the area where New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah come together. The illness starts out like the flu, but can end with respiratory failure. Medical investigators have ruled out most bacterial causes and are now looking for a virus, but they remain baffled.
The numbers are too small, and our experience is too brief at this point to really come to any conclusion.
And although investigators are labeling it an epidemic, they expect it to remain within the reservation area.
It is worrying them right now because it's a strange illness, and it's just striking, killing people.
Most of the Navajos live in remote dwellings on the reservation, far from medical facilities, and often treat themselves with home remedies, hindering their recovery.
There's a lot of fear. No one knows what's going on. There's a lot of hysteria right now. There's just a lot of concern.
The Centers for Disease Control has now joined New Mexico officials in their hunt for the killer. They fear the disease may be caused by a combination of sources, which would further complicate their investigation. However, test results from the CDC later this week may help solve the mystery. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Stay with us for much more CBS News, including an historic visit to Jerusalem by some not-so-typical tourists.
I'll get the cereal, honey.
Morning! You'll love this cereal.
Where'd you come from?
A different time when grains were kept whole for the natural hearty taste.
Great grains.
Toasted wheat, oats, and barley, kept whole. Full of flavor.
Pecans, dates, raisins.
Enjoy it with the missus.
Thanks.
Great. Where'd you get this?
Mind if I tell her?
What was great back then is great grains now. A great cereal from Post.
Louise here was saying that she will not freeze her hearty chicken soup in Gladlock zipper bags.
No, I'll only use the bag my mother uses.
Really? Well, let's go live to your parents' house.
Louise, we've switched to Gladlock zipper bags. Their yellow and blue make green seal shows the bag is closed. Your bag doesn't have a green seal. If you'd visit more often, you'd know that.
I'll switch to Gladlock, too.
Isn't it nice to see Gladlock bringing families together? When it really counts, only Gladlock has the yellow and blue make green seal.
If you're under a physician's care for high blood pressure, ulcers, or asthma, then your choice of a non-prescription pain reliever is especially important for millions of people like you. The one doctors recommend most is Tylenol.
I knew something must be wrong. I was getting these sharp pains, and sometimes pressure and bloating. I'm glad I asked my doctor. He said it was gas and recommended Mylanta Gas.
Mylanta Gas. It has the best medicine for gas. Think you've seen it all on TV talk shows? Wait till you see what goes on behind the scenes. Everybody's talking. An all-new 48 Hours Wednesday.
A largely peaceful election week in Cambodia gave way to post-election violence today. Khmer Rouge guerrillas attacked a convoy of UN peacekeepers, killing 1 and wounding 5 others. A political coalition seeking reconciliation with the Khmer Rouge is leading in election results counted so far. Final tally expected later this week. On the long and winding road to possible peace in the Middle East, a bizarre turn today. Guess who's coming to dinner? In Israel. Correspondent Bob Simon reports on a most unusual tour bus to Jerusalem.
They were not typical tourists. They were Libyans, 190 of them, from the most hardline state in the Arab world, and they were arriving in Israel. They were on their way to Jerusalem to pray at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site in Islam. They said they turned this way after the Saudis told them that because of UN sanctions against Libya, they were not welcome in Mecca. The man who organized it all was Israeli arms dealer turned travel agent Yaakov Nimrodi of Iran-Contra fame. He thought other Libyans would soon follow.
I believe that Mr. Gaddafi will come to visit Israel in this year, inshallah.
One man said the only Israelis he'd seen before were on television beating up Palestinians. Now he was seeing another side of Israel and being interrogated by Israeli journalists.
How does it feel to be here? What? How does it feel to be here?
How did they feel after that 12-hour bus ride from Cairo?
I'm thirsty, I'm tired, and I can hardly move.
The Libyans say they have come to pray, but in Jerusalem, every pilgrimage is political. Besides, this just happens to be a time when both Israel and Libya are in the market for some good public relations. The Israelis want to demonstrate to a skeptical Arab world that all Muslims can have access to their holy places under Israeli control. Gaddafi is trying to win acceptance in the Western world without handing over the 2 Libyans suspected in the 1988 Lockerbie bombing. They got to the holy sites this afternoon chanting Allah Akbar, God is great, and became the first pilgrims to Jerusalem from an Arab nation technically at war with a Jewish state. In a few days, they'll become the first Libyans to return home with Israeli stamps in their passports. Bob Simon, CBS News, Jerusalem.
And it's a rough road to peace in South Africa. President F.W. de Klerk and Nelson Mandela talked late into the night. They're up against a June 3rd deadline for agreeing on terms for South Africa's first election in which all races would have the right to vote. No word on progress in the talks. Coming up next, the best of times and the worst of times in a city where dreams really have come true.
Raymond, why don't you try the cherry pie?
I don't know.
You sure loved cherry yesterday.
When?
When you were constipated. What? I gave him this cherry Phillips. It's a whole new experience.
Try Phillips in smooth cherry and mint with no chalky aftertaste.
Wait till you taste it.
Maybe they should put it on the menu.
Because all pain is not the same. Now there's aspirin-free Bayer Select. Different products for different kinds of pain.
Ah, thank goodness we found you. Because we'd never forgive ourselves if we let you miss this opportunity. You can now buy an Oldsmobile Achieva Special Edition with air, automatic, anti-lock brakes, and more for only $14,695. Well, your neighbors certainly thought it was a good deal. It's your money.
Her name is Sarah, and she's lucky, because today she'll encounter egrets doing dances and alligators in the wild. She'll see how other moms take care of their kids, and she'll be doing this, recycling, through a program of the National Park Service and its recycling partner, Dow.
We can make a difference in what tomorrow brings.
Together with the National Park Service and folks like Sarah.
Dow lets you do great things.
It's time for fun in the sun and overexposure to the sun's harmful rays. Find out what's new in sun protection tomorrow on CBS This Morning with Harry Smith and Paula Zahn.
The Atlantic hurricane season doesn't officially begin until tomorrow, but South Florida is getting a preview. The first tropical depression of the year has dumped a half a foot of rain on the Sunshine State, and it's still coming down. Forecasters say the storm is not likely to grow into a hurricane, no repeat of Andrew this time. Along with the rain came the first rain out for the Florida Marlins, one of the 2 brand new Major League Baseball teams. The other, of course, is the Colorado Rockies. In case you haven't been following them, they've now lost 4 games in a row, 8 of their last 10. Now they have the worst one-loss record in baseball. But as Bob McNamara reports, the Colorado fans couldn't be happier.
For 30 years, Denver was kept off.
Gentlemen, if you would, please.
But a team and dreams came true.
Don Baylor will wear number 25.
Being in the Rocky Mountains will be the best decision ever made by the National League and by baseball.
Program! Get your Rocky program!
Denver's first ever opening day was a storybook start.
The payoff pitch.
With the first Rockies batter.
That one's going way back, and kiss it goodbye!
I was here for opening day, and it was one of the greatest days of my life.
$24. Not a bad price for a good hat.
Today, from the souvenir shop
$24, please.
to the ticket window,
Ticket sales are booming. Hasn't let up. Just nonstop.
the Colorado Rockies are a baseball cash machine.
Today's paid attendance.
Attendance over 1 million already is on a pace to a record-shattering 5 million by season's end.
Our smallest crowd has been 48,000. People were hungry for Major League Baseball.
Here, it never really is over till it's over.
Even when we get beaten by 10 runs, they're still out here, 60,000. They wait till the 9th inning, and they're cheering hard for us.
Still, the best of times are the worst of times. Denver is where Murderers Row is made of visiting singles hitters. 1,000 runs could be surrendered this year. And while the Rockies lead the league in fans, warm hearts can't cure stone-cold hands. Old-timers who've seen it all have sometimes seen enough.
One thing that I think we should be able to do is play the game right, win or lose. And I don't think we've done that.
Still, there's an innocence about the fans, a patience with a last-place club.
It's just the excitement of going to the game, just being there.
Just watching the other team is great. Be nice to win every now and then.
It could be a long wait for a winner on the field, but the signs of success are all around the ballpark. Bob McNamara, CBS News, Denver.
Has it really been 10 years, Ed?
Sure has. 10 years of American Family Millionaires.
And some have actually won $10 million?
Oh, yes. More $10 million winners than $2 million winners. Here's our latest $10 million winner, Andy Biggs.
Congratulations. Are you glad you entered?
You bet. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you what. Watch your mail for the envelope with my picture. I'll announce the $10 million number before you know it.
Don't miss out.
Enter now.
I'm about to cook a low-fat feast before your very eyes, using all-natural Pam cooking spray instead of oil or butter. With Pam, nothing comes between you and the taste of your food. No funny aftertaste to cover up the flavors. And it's the only leading spray that's 100% natural. You cut down on fat and cholesterol, not on taste. With Pam, nothing comes between you and the taste of your food.
For as long as anyone can remember, the Roadmaster name has graced only automobiles of great strength and security. Buick Roadmaster for 1993 is no exception. Consider, for example, the protection of Roadmaster's full perimeter frame. Its V8 power, anti-lock brakes, and driver airbag. Buick Roadmaster, perhaps the world's best value in a traditional luxury car.
Norelco shaves incredibly close in exceptional comfort because Norelco's lift and cut system lifts the hair so when it's cut, it can drop below skin level without the blades touching your face. So with every shave, Norelco makes close comfortable.
One shot, all it takes for weeds. Roundup.
Is it the ultimate intersection of cutting-edge fashion, the video revolution, and the high-tech sales pitch? Or is it a misguided mix that will never fit right? Either way, they want you to turn on, tune in, and shop till you drop. Jacqueline Adams shows you the high-fashion garment center that comes in a tube in tonight's Eye on America.
This is the fashion runway of the present.
Kill the effect lights, please.
But this could be the runway to the future. Increasingly, both new and established designers are going where only Vegematic and Ginsu knife pitchmen have gone before. The TV shopping networks. Where?
Home shopping club.
Well, who said that it was tacky? I think it's a revolution.
To judge by the dollar signs, she's right. It's a long way from the jet-set life she's used to. But in one weekend, Ivana Trump, a new entrant in the televised fashion sweepstakes, sold $2 million worth of suits and jewelry.
You'll see, you're going to wear it all the time. You're reaching 40 million people. The Home Shopping Network can take 29,000 calls a minute. You know, you don't get the 29,000 customers a minute in the Saks Fifth Avenue or Bloomingdale's.
This is a wrap blouse that I just got. I love this dress very much. I wear it all the time. I could wear this shirt with this. This is a print called Pietradora.
TV's newfound customers, like working woman Suzanne Sykes, are picking up their phones responding to the pitch for two simple reasons: low prices and convenience.
There's not a lot of time to buy much in other places, so if they offer things that I need and that I'd like to have, I buy them from television, and I'm not ashamed of that.
Over at QVC, the Home Shopping Network's biggest rival, there's a hunger to line up big-name designers, a Calvin Klein, for instance. The reason? The bottom line. More upscale shoppers will boost profits and help erase the memory of the hard sell and the fake diamonds.
We also feel that there's an opportunity to reach many more new customers that haven't made their first purchase on QVC.
So enjoy it and wear it in good health.
Designer Diane von Furstenberg was a QVC pioneer. The millions she's raked in with her silk blouses and palazzo pants have helped her laugh off any damage television may have inflicted on her fashion reputation.
Oh, I think there'll be a lot more names and a lot more people are going to want to be involved in this because it may have been tacky, but it sure will be hit.
Maybe. But for all the hype about how much Diane and Ivana may have sold, the buzz in the fashion district is that a lot of those clothes didn't stay sold. The buzz is that television shopping has the same flaws as catalog shopping. Many of the clothes just don't fit.
A lot of the stuff is turning out to be returned. You know, they may have these wonderful figures at the beginning, but then when you sort of examine it afterwards, it's maybe not the phenomenon that they were saying at the outset.
And for all the dreams QVC and Home Shopping Network executives may have, retailing experts doubt that television will ever replace the department store or the shopping mall.
There's also a lot of types of goods that are sold that people need to buy that just aren't adaptable for TV. Tailored clothing is a good example where you have to go into a store and get fitted.
Still, Wall Street has been infected with the QVC virus. The network's stock skyrocketed after media mogul Barry Diller invested his $25 million fortune in the venture. And recession-weary retailers like Saks Fifth Avenue look at von Furstenberg's success and fear that television is a boat they can't afford to miss.
She sold $1,300,000 worth of merchandise in 1 hour.
So you're hoping
I'd settle for that in a minute.
So this season's retailing gold rush is on. Saks and others hope the television and the telephone will become consumers' ultimate fashion accessories, not just this year's fad.
That item is sold out.
In New York, I'm Jacqueline Adams for Eye on America.
And that's our news. Coming up tomorrow on CBS This Morning, you'll meet some very special fathers making school a better place for their kids. I'm Connie Chung for Dan Rather. Dan and I will both see you tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us and for all of us at CBS News. Good night.